This episode of the show is brought to you by HostGator. No matter what your business is, you need a website, and HostGator's easy-to-use drag-and-drop interface makes it easy to set up your website in just a few minutes. Plus, my listeners get hosting for as low as $3.95 per month, plus you get an additional 20% off just by going to juniormoneymakers.com/hosting. Welcome back to the Junior Moneymakers Podcast, the show all about helping you teach your kids to become young entrepreneurs. Well, it is Friday, everyone, so I hope that your week was as awesome as my week was. I can't believe that I actually released 4 episodes this week. It was a huge milestone, and I really didn't think it was going to be possible. I'd really like to know what you think of the new show schedule. Did it work for you? Are there things that I need to improve? Hit me at mark@juniormoneymakers.com and let me know your thoughts. So far, it seems to be working pretty well for me, but I definitely want to know if you like the variety of shows or if you'd rather me just stick to one format. This episode is the first of its kind, but going forward, this is what you should be able to expect every Friday. The intent is to let you know what happened on the show this week so you can go back and check out episodes that sound interesting to you. So let's stop talking about it and do it. We kicked the week off on Monday with episode 39. On that show, I talked a lot about doing extra chores around the house. Now, this might not sound like a business, but there's definitely some money to be made doing bigger jobs that your parents want to do, but never really get to. I talked about some things like changing air filters in the air conditioner or the heater, cleaning gutters, or washing external windows, for example. Just remember that you have to be killing it at your normal household chores before you even think about asking to do paid chores. Also, I am strongly against asking for an allowance. Don't do it. Not only do I not like asking for an allowance, I definitely don't want to give one. Kids that get an allowance have a much harder time understanding where money comes from, in my opinion. I'd go back and listen to this episode, especially for the 3 tips I gave that'll help you get started. After that, on Tuesday, episode number 40, I answered a listener question from Zoe who wanted to know what it takes to become a personal chef or to start selling food from her home. This is a really important episode that any inspiring home cook needs to listen to before they start. There are a lot of legal implications and a few loopholes you can use to get around them if you're proactive and make the right choices. If you have ever thought about starting your own food-based business, you don't want to miss that episode. To be honest, I've been putting that episode off almost as much as the next episode. The food episode because all of the legal implications. The next episode because I had to commit to a 10-part series before I started. Eek. Wednesday, on episode 41, I kicked off the Starting Your Business series. On that episode, we talked about developing your product or service and figuring out whether or not the market is going to support your idea. This series is a big deal for the show, so I highly suggest following along and sharing it with your friends. So there you have it, everything we talked about this week on the show. Now you can go back and hit the episodes that are most interesting to you. All right, well, I'd love to have your feedback on what you thought of this week's content. Did you like the recap episode? Are my jokes getting worse or better? Also, how were your holidays? My family and I did a lot of traveling, but we were able to spend Christmas and New Year's at home with each other, which really made everything else worth it for sure. We're all happy to be home and really happy to be back putting out episodes of the Junior Moneymakers Podcast. This week, if you have time, can you do me a favor and leave a review for us on Apple Podcasts? All you have to do is go to juniormoneymakers.com/review, and that'll take you right where you need to go. How easy is that? Next week, I'll pick a few reviews and read them on the show. All right, that's going to do it. I'll see everybody back here on Monday. Until then, make sure you're dreaming big and changing the world. I've never really told anyone this, but I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey. Fortunately for all of us, I turned myself around. You think you can do better? Leave me a voicemail with your joke at juniormoneymakers.com/ask. Just say your name, where you're from, and tell your joke. See you next week.